Ever feel that chill down your spine when you're alone at night? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, what took you so long? I'm your friend Raj, and you're watching Dark Vibes Official. Today, I bring you another scary and true story. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, Dark Vibes Official, yet, then do so soon. Before we get started tonight, I need you to do me a quick favor. Take a look at the comments section below this video. Go on, I'll wait. You'll see hundreds, thousands of comments from people all over the world sharing their own creepy experiences. A lot of them end with the same three words. It mimicked a voice of a loved one, a child crying, a friend calling for help from where no friend could possibly be. That thread, that specific chilling detail, connects so many modern encounters to one of the oldest and most feared entities in North American folklore. An entity so dangerous, there are cultures that believe even speaking its name at night is an invitation. That whisper in the silence that wasn't there before? This is where we explore those shadows. Welcome to Dark Vibes Official, where reality ends and the nightmare begins. Tonight's story, Bloody Mary 2.0, The Filter. A tale that starts like any other, until it doesn't. The silence in my Austin apartment was the kind that hummed. Not a peaceful hum, but the electric buzz of a dozen devices on standby, a low-frequency reminder that I was never truly alone. Outside, the city glowed, but in here, the only light came from my laptop screen, illuminating my face with a pale, sickly blue. The video editor was open, a timeline strewn with clips of me looking variously skeptical, amused, and in the final take, convincingly terrified. The title glowed at the top of the project, Summoning Bloody Mary with an App, Viral Challenge, or Digital Curse. My name is Leo Vance, and my currency was attention. In the economy of online horror, I was a mid-level trader. My channel, Digital Graveyard, had 80,000 subscribers, enough to get free microphones, not enough to quit my soul-crushing data entry job. This video was going to be my breakout. The Mirror Mirror app had been bubbling in the darker corners of TikTok for weeks. The premise was a digital twist on the classic sleepover terror. At 3:03 a.m., activate the app's AR filter, point your front camera at any mirror, and say the name 3 times. The filter would supposedly show you how you die. The comments were a mix of fake and breathless testimonials. It showed me a hospital bed. My grandma just got diagnosed. I saw a car crash. I don't even drive. The most compelling was from a user named @StaticGhost. It doesn't just show you, it learns you. I dismissed it as creative trolling. Perfect fodder for my video. I'd filmed the ritual 3 nights ago. The result was underwhelming. The final reflection filter had given my face a cheap red wash with digital blood that dripped with the realism of a 2008 screensaver. I'd hammed up my reaction for the camera, feigning a jump when a slight lag made my reflection smile look delayed. The 45-minute stream had garnered a decent 20,000 live viewers. My spooked sign-off felt authentic because I was genuinely disappointed. Where was the viral terror? But then, the glitches started. It was small things at first. The raw footage file from the stream would sometimes, on playback, show a slightly different angle. A perspective shifted a few inches to the left, as if a second camera had been placed on my bookshelf. I blamed a corrupted render. Then my phone began to act possessed. It would wake in the middle of the night, showing the Mirror Mirror app open to the filter selection screen. I'd force close it, delete the app. The next morning, the icon would be back, a solitary, oily black circle on my home screen. Factory resets did nothing. The app was a digital tapeworm. The cold next, a localized damp chill that clung to my home office where I'd performed the ritual. The HVAC guy found nothing. My cat Gizmo refused to enter the room, his fur standing on end at the threshold. And the sounds. God, the sounds. Through my noise-canceling headphones while editing, I'd hear it, a wet, whispery exhale, like someone speaking from the bottom of a well. It would form the very edge of a word, my name, Lee, before dissolving into static. I started sleeping with the lights on. The final straw, the one that pivoted my video from a debunking to a documentary of dread, was the photograph. I was compiling B-roll, shots of my setup. I took a picture of my mirror in the daylight. Normal. When I opened it later to edit, the reflection showed me, yes, but behind me, in the corner of the room the camera couldn't physically see, stood a tall, dark blur. Zooming in was a mistake. The pixels didn't resolve into clarity. Instead, they seemed to rearrange, suggesting the shape of a water-stained dress, the suggestion of straggling hair, and 2 points of light that could be eyes. I threw my phone across the room.
That's when the DMs started. From @MarysWindow, no profile picture, following 0, followers 1. That one follower was me. The first message was just a timestamp, 3:03 a.m. The second, an hour later, was a sound file. I played it on my laptop, volume low. It was the sound of dripping water, slow and metronomic. Underneath it, almost subliminal, was my own voice from the live stream saying the 3 words, but played backward, stretched, and distorted into something mournful and predatory. The third message was an image. It was my bedroom, shot from the ceiling corner. I was asleep, a vague lump under the covers. The timestamp embedded in the file was from last night. There was no way. I lived alone on the 12th floor. My fingers trembled as I typed. "Who is this? What do you want?" The reply was immediate. "You opened the window. I looked in. Now I see everything." Then a link, not to a website, but to a location pin on Google Maps. Coordinates in the English countryside, Sawhall, Cheshire, a site marked St. Mary's Well, dried up. My research tumbled out. Local folklore. Mary Worth, a woman accused of witchcraft, drowned in that well centuries ago. The Bloody Mary legend, but rooted. And the modern twist, the well was said to be a thin place, where the barrier between worlds was weak. My brain, trained on logic and data, fought the connection. A coincidence, an elaborate, cruel hoax. But the hoax knew things. @MarysWindow sent me a screenshot of a Google search I had run just minutes before on my private browser, how to remove persistent APK from Android. It sent me a clip of audio it shouldn't have had access to. Me talking to my sister on the phone, confessing I was scared. My voice tinny through the phone's compromised microphone. The app was just the door. My phone, my laptop, my smart home devices, they were the house she now wandered, a digital haunting, a ghost in the machine. I became a prisoner in my own life. I covered the mirrors. I put tape over every camera lens. I went back to a dumb phone for calls, but the smart devices were woven into the apartment. The smart fridge would sometimes glow with an error code that spelled MARY in hex. My TV would flicker to life, displaying only the oscillating wave pattern of an audio input, detecting the wet whisper from my headphones. I was exhausted, fraying at the edges. I decided to fight fire with fire. If this was a digital entity, it lived in data. I would give it data, a story, a new narrative. Using deepfake software and the few clear images I had of Mary Worth from historical archives, I created a sequence. I crafted a 5-second clip where her face, pale and sad but not malevolent, slowly smiled, a genuine, gentle smile. I edited it so she gave a slight, friendly wave. I set this clip as the only thing that would play on a local server on my laptop, a tiny, self-contained digital loop. I then wrote a script, a malware that wasn't malicious. It would look for any facial recognition trigger on my devices, a login camera, a motion sensor, and project this friendly Mary image over the input. It was a digital antibody, a counter-virus of peace. The night I deployed it, the apartment went haywire. Every device with a speaker emitted a deafening screech of feedback. Lights flickered in a strobing, chaotic rhythm. The temperature plummeted so fast I could see my breath. On my laptop screen, the Friendly Mary clip played, but it was glitching violently, her kind face distorting into a rictus of rage, and then back again. It was a war playing out in pixels and bandwidth. And then, a new sound. Not from the speakers, from the air itself. A ragged, hollow gasp, like the first breath of a drowning woman breaking the surface. It came from the center of my room. The smell of stagnant water and wet earth flooded the space. On the wall, where I'd hung a poster, a dark stain bloomed, spreading like a Rorschach test of despair. It wasn't water. It was shadow, a living absence of light. And from its center, a form began to press forward, as if the wall were made of thick, dark water. This was no longer digital. The window I'd opened wasn't just on my phone. It was in the world. I did the only thing I could think of. I grabbed my laptop, the Friendly Mary loop still stuttering, and turned it toward the forming shadow. I maxed the brightness. I screamed, not in terror, but in a desperate, commanding tone I didn't know I possessed. "This is what you could be. Look!" The form hesitated. The oppressive pressure wavered. For a second, the shadow on the wall softened, its edges less defined. The screeching from the devices died to a low, pained whine. And then, with a sound like a sigh traveling through a long tunnel, it receded. The stain on the wall faded, leaving only a faint, damp patch on the poster. The warmth rushed back into the room. The devices fell silent. The Mirror app icon was gone from my phone. The @Mary's Window account was deleted. The localized chill never returned. I finished the video. I called it, "I invited Bloody Mary into my Wi-Fi and I can't make her leave." I used all the footage, the ritual, the glitches, the photo, the audio of the whisper. I didn't mention the final confrontation. No one would believe it. I framed it as a mystery, a warning about unknown apps and digital privacy. It got 8 million views in a week. I moved apartments. I got rid of all the smart devices. I use a mirror now, the small one for shaving. Sometimes, when the light hits it just right, I see more than my reflection. I see a faint, shimmering outline, like heat haze, standing behind me. It doesn't feel threatening. It feels observant, curious. And on my new, clean laptop, in a folder labeled Archive, there's a single video file. It's not one I created. It was there one morning. It's 3 seconds long. It shows the well in Sauhal from a first-person view. The hand that reaches out to touch the old stones is pale, feminine. It's not pushing the cover aside. It's gently, almost tenderly, patting the mossy stone, as if in thanks. Then it turns the camera, showing a sun-dappled field before the video ends. The digital window never really closes. You just learn to live with the draft. And sometimes, if you're very quiet, you realize the thing on the other side isn't always trying to get in. Sometimes it's just looking back, wondering who you are now that you've seen each other. The haunting isn't in the scream, it's in the silence that follows, filled with the knowledge that nothing will ever feel truly empty again. The story isn't about the summoning, it's about what comes after the ritual ends, when the lights come on and you have to live with what you've invited into your life, pixel by pixel, whisper by whisper, forever. And so, the shadows reclaim another tale. But remember, just because a story ends here doesn't mean it's truly over. Some things, once heard, cannot be unheard. They linger in the corners of your mind, waiting for the lights to go out. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell, because you never know when the next story might find you. Stay curious, but be careful what you listen for. Until next time, sleep with one eye open.